Deep in the heart of a forest that time forgot, lived two owls, Hoot and Luna. Hoot was old and wise, his feathers the color of twilight, his eyes like amber moons. Luna was young, her feathers as white as fresh snow, her eyes a brilliant sapphire blue. They were the best of friends, sharing secrets with the rustling leaves and stories with the whispering wind. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in shades of orange and purple, a strange silence fell over the forest. The usual chorus of crickets and frogs was gone. The wind held its breath. Hoot, perched on his favorite oak branch, felt a prickle of unease. Luna, ever curious, flew down to him. Hoot, what's happening? Why is the forest so quiet? Hoot ruffled his feathers. Something is not right, little one. The forest is holding a secret, and it's a heavy one. Just then, a tiny field mouse scurried up the trunk, trembling. The river of whispers, it squeaked. It stopped flowing. Hoot and Luna exchanged a worried glance. The river of whispers was the lifeblood of the forest, carrying stories and truths from one end to the other. If it had stopped, it meant the forest's heart was in trouble. We must go, Hoot declared, his voice firm. We must find out why, Luna nodded, her young heart filled with a mix of fear and determination. And so, their journey began. They flew over silent meadows and hushed clearings. The further they went, the more they saw. The fireflies had lost their glow. The night-blooming flowers refused to open, and the moonbeams seemed to struggle to pierce the thick, gloomy air. They followed the dry, rocky bed of the river, a scar on the forest floor. It led them to the crystal cave, the source of the river of whispers. At the entrance stood a shadow, a figure they had never seen before. It was a large, dark owl with eyes that held no light, only emptiness. I am Moros, the shadow owl rasped. I have silenced the river. The forest has had enough of truth. Truth only brings pain and sorrow. From now on, there will only be silence. Luna, brave and bold, flew forward. You're wrong. Truth is not about pain. It's about understanding and connection. The river carries our stories, our joys, our lessons. Without it, the forest is not living. It's just existing. Moros laughed, a hollow sound that echoed in the cave. What does a young one like you know of pain? I have seen truths that can shatter the strongest oak. Silence is a kindness. Hoot landed beside Luna, his gaze steady. Moros, he said calmly, I understand your fear. Some truths are indeed heavy. But a forest that cannot face its own stories is a forest that cannot grow. Hiding from truth doesn't make it disappear. It only lets the darkness fester. He looked around at the lifeless cave. You have not brought peace, Moros. You have brought despair. The silence you crave is the silence of a heart that has stopped beating. Hoot turned to Luna. Little one, show him. Luna understood. She closed her sapphire eyes and began to hum a soft, gentle tune. It was a song of a new fawn taking its first steps, a melody of the first raindrop after a long drought, a harmony of two friends sharing a sunset. It was a song of simple, beautiful truths. As she sang, a faint light began to emanate from her. It wasn't bright or blinding, but a soft, warm glow that pushed back the shadows. Moros recoiled. Stop, your light. It hurts. Hoot spoke again, his voice filled with compassion. It is not the light that hurts, old friend. It is the contrast with the darkness you have held onto for so long. Let it go. Let the stories flow. Let the forest heal. As Luna's song grew stronger, other voices joined in. The little field mouse, who had followed them, began to squeak its own tiny truth. A lost little fox cub, drawn by the light, whimpered a tale of finding its way home. Slowly, hesitantly, Moros began to speak. He told a story of a great fire, of a truth he learned too late, of a loss he could never forget. He had silenced the river to protect others from the pain he had felt. As he spoke, A single tear, like a liquid diamond, rolled from his eye and fell onto the dry riverbed. Where it landed, a trickle of water appeared, shimmering with a faint light. Luna's song, Hoot's wisdom, and Moros's courage to share his painful truth had broken the spell. The trickle became a stream, and the stream began to flow, carrying Moros's story with it. It wasn't a story of just pain anymore. It was a story of survival, of grief, and now of healing. A river of whispers was alive again. As the water rushed out of the cave, life returned to the forest. The moonbeams shone brightly, the fireflies danced in celebration, and the night-blooming flowers opened their petals to release their sweet fragrance. The air filled once more with the comforting chorus of the night. Moros looked at Hoot and Luna, the emptiness in his eyes replaced by a glimmer of gratitude. "Thank you," he whispered. "You've reminded me that even the saddest truths have a place in the river. They don't just bring pain. They also bring strength and teach us how to heal." Hoot and Luna flew back to their oak tree, the forest now more alive than ever. The river of whispers flowed with new purpose, its waters carrying stories of courage, friendship, and the profound truth that light is not the absence of darkness, but the ability to shine within it. Luna looked at her old friend, her heart full. "The night of truth was scary," she said. Hoot nuzzled her gently. "But it was also beautiful, little one, because every story, even the hard ones, makes the forest song more complete." And as they settled on their branch, they listened to the gentle murmur of the river, a constant reminder that truth, in all its forms, is the real magic of the world. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tales from the heart of the forest. We'll see you in the next video.